When I was in the hobby store yesterday looking for the deck tan, I kind of looked around to see if I could find anything that was a little bit darker than this gray. This is the sample right here of this, and I didn't see anything that really caught my eye. And then I thought, well, I can always mix up my own. So you might have noticed yesterday I did buy the white because I already had the black. And what I'm going to try to do here is I'm going to take my little measuring cup and I'm going to put 10 drops of white and then 1 drop of black, and see if I can't come up with something that will be just a little bit darker than this. Because what I want to do is I want to use it on this decking right here. I think it'll probably look okay. I got a feeling that it probably was a very dark color. And also if I want to highlight any little part or something like that, I would sooner have it darker than lighter. I don't think that battleships they wanted them to look like a Carnival cruise ship or something like that. They wanted them to be subdued and just sort of blend into the background. So I would imagine they would have used darker rather than lighter for trim. Now, that's my opinion. What do I know? I've never been on a battleship. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. One. Oh, I think we better give it one more. Yeah, okay, that's a total of 2 now. So that'd be a ratio of 5 to 1. I can see it's still just a little bit too light. And that's a total of 3. Well, it's getting there. I think when it dries out it'll be pretty close. Let's do one more. Total of 4 to 10. Oh, maybe that's too dark. Okay, this one was 3, this one's 4. I'm going to let that dry and just see what I think. I have just spent a little over an hour on the internet looking for pictures of the Bismarck, not to find out what color the deck was, but to see what color or shade the superstructure was in relation to the upper hull. In other words, if I was to paint the superstructure the same as the upper hull, well, I'd probably have it wrong, because the general consensus is, from all pictures that I've seen anyway, that, well, the upper hull, or the superstructure rather, was lighter than the upper hull. It was gray. Sometimes you'd find a color picture that was clearly taken from a black and white picture. Here's a color picture, and then later I came across the same picture in black and white. Now, I think in this case they actually said it was colorized. Some of the other shots that are really fuzzy, they're taking out a video that says it's color. But, is it color or colorized? We've been down that path. My opinion is that the superstructure is of a lighter gray than the upper hull was. So I'm going to have to mix up 2 batches of paint. One that's a little lighter and one that's a little darker. Well, that shouldn't be too hard. Our samples have dried. And this was our original gray that we were trying to make something lighter and darker than. I don't know if this is actually darker than this. It's kind of hard to tell. It's definitely more gray. When you see this up against a gray, it almost looks green, sort of an olive color. And then of course this is our flat black. Yeah, well, this is what we got. Light gray, dark gray, and whatever that is. Now I have skipped way ahead here. And the reason being is I want to paint this area with the dark gray. And it's sort of some sort of corrugated plating, I think it's supposed to be, or like expanded metal or something, maybe it was. I don't know what it was. Anyway, I want to find out if I put these pieces down here. I'm going to go on like that. Now I've assembled the funnel here. I've glued it together and it should be set now. Okay, so this should go, I think, like this, but I'm not sure. Or is it the other way? Yeah, it goes like that. Okay, now then, these are parts of the, I believe, the hanger. And I think they go on here like this. Now, this gives me an idea of how much of this I have to paint. Anyway, as you can see here, I'm not sure if I got this on the right way, but it's still going to take up the same amount of area whichever way it goes. And yeah, there's really not a whole lot here that's exposed. It has to be painted with a dark gray. And there's going to be something going on here. I think maybe it's a crane or maybe an anti-aircraft gun or something. I'm not sure. We'll know in a few weeks when we actually get that far, because that's a lot of steps ahead. All right. So just a very small amount here that's going to be painted. So that's good to know. In other words, you don't need to paint all of this. I don't think I need to do another coat. What I want to do now is I want to wait for a while until this paint completely cures. Then I'm going to be masking off all the way around the edge so that when I spray the detail here, it doesn't get up onto the lighter gray that I'm going to be painting. It doesn't get onto the darker gray that I've just sprayed, and also onto the deck color here. Yeah, there's sort of a little simulated grating there. I'll zoom in there just a little bit and see if so you can see it there. Looking at this now while I'm editing out this clip, I'm realizing that I don't think I sprayed enough back. In other words, where those two little pieces went beside the funnel, I think there's going to be some bare plastic showing there. Well, that's okay. I need the practice with the airbrush anyway. I don't know what they used to call that back in the 30s, but I think now we call it diamond plating. Well, I could be wrong. It's the kind of stuff you see on the bed of a truck. I think though that those little bumps should be a lot smaller if they're going to be to scale. But I guess they had to make them big enough so that you could see them and sort of know what it is. Anyway, I think we're done for today. Thanks for watching, and all being well, we'll see you tomorrow.